Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to go over how to cover up a lot of the detail on this little combi. And what I've done here, this guy's kind of beat up, is I've taken a regular combi, and so it originally looked like that. So you're all familiar with that particular model. And you can see on this it has kind of a bumpy roof, like a canopy roof. It also has on the front a lot of little details. They're cool details. But I've done a lot of customs on combis. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to eliminate all that detail. So I wanted to really streamline this. And what I was after was I wanted to completely smooth out this front end, but also I wanted to fill in this bottom panel here so that it was completely smooth, and the same with the top. So what I've done on this guy, and why he looks so sad and beat up right now, is I dremeled off the front details. So the headlights, the little VW symbol that was right there, I've dremeled and sanded all that down. And it took a while to get it smooth. It was not a fast process. I've also dremeled off the roof, and if you can see, it might not show up in the camera, but I actually dremeled so close to the surface that I almost blew through the roof there. That won't matter in the end for what we're going to do. And what we're going to do is we're going to put Bondo on this, and then we'll be able to sand out certain parts of this so it'll have a completely smooth exterior in those edges. So I'm going to go ahead and mix the Bondo, and I'll be right back. Do is make sure that I will have a flat surface when I'm done, and I'm trying to keep it neat, but you do have to move fast. And you can see it's just kind of like icing a cake. You want to make sure that you get all the areas that you're going to need to make that flat. So I'm going to look at it from a couple angles. I have a feeling this area here needs more. There we go. So it's kind of like icing a cake. And then I'm going to put these on the sides. And I'm kind of squishing it into place. The nice thing about Bondo is that you can come back later and add to it. By the way, you should have your filter mask on at this point. I don't know what's in Bondo, but it can't be good for you, whatever it is. So there, that's kind of what we're after, is that type of look. And then if I carefully turn this around, I've got my camera in a different spot this time, so if I keep going out of camera, sorry about that. There we go. And we're just kind of using that trim piece there to smooth everything out. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. It really doesn't, because we're going to sand most of this away. So if it's a little gooey and a little thick, well, that's okay. And for the folks out there that know what they're doing with Bondo, I apologize. I'm probably not doing this up to spec, but it's a Hot Wheels car, so there's a lot of forgiving that's going to go on with this once we sand it. There we go. So we'll smooth that out, kind of take a final look at this guy, make sure he's going to work for us here. There we go. And we're going to be done with that guy, and what we're going to do is put him over here to dry, and I'll be back when he's dry and we'll continue with this. Okay, and it's been about, probably about 5 hours, and our little cake frosted combi here. He is ready to at least get a lot of this excess ripped off of him. And this Bondo is pretty hard. It's kind of about the hardness of stucco at this point. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Dremel, and I'm using just a regular sanding drum on this, but all I'm going to do here at first, and this is going to be a strange angle, we'll see if this works, is I'm going to just basically shave off all the parts I know I don't need. Oh, I should mention, make sure you're wearing your mouth filter or protection for this so that this dust doesn't get all over it. Okay, and what we're left with, that'll be good for the phone, is kind of a sanded down version. Now he's got a long ways to go, so what I'm going to do is turn this off, get him ready for the next step, and we'll be right back. Okay, and at this point, the main pieces of Bondo, the real thick parts, I've just basically sanded away with a real coarse sand drum with the Dremel. What I want to do now is come in here with my little hobby file, and this is a flat one, and I'm just going to scrape and kind of pry away some of these pieces that I don't need here, and get around the windshield, kind of get the edges. And the reason I'm doing this is so that I've got a guide. When I smooth it down, I need to know where those edges are. And I need to have kind of a clean edge to start with. And you can get kind of rough with it. It's not going to hurt it. The Bondo really does file easily if you're not familiar with it. There we go. we go. And this guy, we want this kind of grind it away there so we have a nice thin edge. There we go. And you can see I'm just kind of using the edge of the car to guide where I'm sanding. And it's important that you have a big flat sander of some sort, like this file for this part, so that you can really just kind of sand the parts that you want away. You can see here in the wheel well, right there, got a little bit of problem. Okay, so I'm going to turn off the video here, and I will come back when I get that part done. Okay, and we're back, and you can see that I've gotten rid of a lot of the excess Bondo. It's still not smooth. There's some big kind of holes in it. I don't want to sand it down too far because I don't really have a good guide to go on with something like this tiny little file. So the next thing I'm going to do, and I didn't get it set up first, so I will, I'm going to use sandpaper to sand the rest of this down. And I use 600 grit. I could probably use a higher or a lower grit to get what I want. So I use this regular 600 grit sandpaper, and then I use something flat. You could use a ruler. Some people use like a kitchen knife. What I'm going to use is this little piece of plexiglass and make a little sanding board with. And what that's going to allow it to do is now I can't go any deeper than what the contours of the car will let me go. And so I can get a nice smooth finish on it. So I'm going to, basically we're going to sand this down, something like that. And it's going to take a while, so I will turn off the video and we will be back in a second. Okay, and we're back. This will be our wrap up. It's actually been a few weeks and I just got back to this. I've painted over this guy now with primer. Let me zoom in there. I gotta get my stick out of the way. And you can see I've still got a little bit of issue there on the side. I can smooth that out with the glaze. Not happy with this area here. Again, I'm going to try and fix that with the glazing at the end. But for the most part, it's pretty smooth. The top came out really well. It actually looks like there's a dent there. That's actually the paint. Looks like a dent. But yeah, it came out pretty good. And so we've removed all that detail. We removed the headlights, the front emblem, the badging. We took off the top part here. I'll get you one to look at. Here's a combi. And if we look at it, you can see this one has the top kind of canopy on it. It's been removed here. This side detail, yeah, let me put that right on top. There we go. This side detailing right, where's my finger? Right here, I filled in between that trim and the fender so that it doesn't indent anymore there. And then on the front, you can see quite a big difference there. So it's possible to change these castings around to get them to how you want. I will do another video once I get this custom done. My plan is to paint it and put some kind of low wheels on it. So we'll see what he looks like when he's done. So thanks for watching. I hope this helps, and I will post more videos in the future. Bye.